Hello everybody, it's Friday, which means it's time for another crossing board video. And today, and the rest of this week to be honest, I have been searching my island for the cherry blossom DIYs, because apparently the game just doesn't want to give me them. Recently on the YouTube, there has been a lot of videos on speculation about what we want for future updates in Animal Crossing version 2.0, so to speak. So today, 1 year on, I thought we would cover that ourselves. Now I do believe I did something a little while back on this topic, but hey, let's do a redo. Been in lockdown for a year, we're allowed to do these things. So today, let's talk about some things I would like to see in future versions of Animal Crossing New Horizons. I was looking up at the sky last night, hoping for some balloons to fly over my island, when I realised that the sky actually does have almost a few constellations in them, which made me think, Celeste really doesn't have much of a use anymore. Now, if you've been playing the game since last March, you would and should, presume you've been keeping up with it, have all the Celeste DIYs at this point, which means whenever she comes to your island, like she did with mine last night, you're only going to get star fragments. Now, we know in previous games Celeste did have more of a role. She was found permanently in the museum, and in previous games you could create your own constellations within the sky. Though this may not completely fit the New Horizons vibe, it would be quite nice to have something similar within the game. There are a few stars when you look up in the sky which are a bit bigger than the others. So even if it was a case where we could sort of do a placement with those, it might look quite pretty. Just a new way of creating the constellations, bringing that idea back, I think would be a nice little nod for older players of the game. I'm not going to focus on him too much because we are still waiting, but Brewster, we need you back, buddy. There's something that might be quite interesting is finding another way to bring back those old characters. For example, we do have Katrina, does now have a role in the Nook Link app. If you click on the Nook Point segment, you can get your own fortune from Katrina herself. For example, mine today is to improve your luck. Walk up a steep hill and pretend it is a graph of your luck. Don't know what it means, but sure. So we do wonder if there'd be other ways you could do this with the other characters. Digby, for example, even though he may not completely work within the game now, could be within the Nook Link again, similar to how Katrina works, with little tips from the Happy Home Academy or something of the like. As I have mentioned in the previous video, a few extra shops would be nice. It does seem a little bit odd that we have Leaf and Kicks and also no upgrade to Nook's Cranny, so I do wonder if this will be a thing that'll be implemented, or if there was another island or a town or something we can visit, almost like the Main Street expansion in Let's Go to the City. There, Kicks and Leaf could have a permanent shop, but would also come to your island for visits every so often. This could also be a way of getting Brewster within the game, though personally I would much prefer it if he had a space in either the museum again or his own little coffee shop. Another thing that I think a lot of people would appreciate would maybe be an easy way to get to the seasonal DIYs, or even event DIYs. Something that was really good within Turkey Day was that you could go and buy the DIYs the next day. And this is something I think a lot of people were hoping were going to be in other events, but wasn't quite there. Obviously with Bunny Day, it was actually really easy to get the DIYs because you couldn't actually avoid them. But with things like the Cherry Blossom or the Maple Leaf ones, they are a little tricky, especially they were only for 10 days and after that you can't get them anymore. But how could this be included? Maybe it could be something that you could pay for with the Nook Miles. At this point, if you are a, and I say this lightly, veteran of New Horizons, you probably have a lot of points stacked up. So maybe it could be a case of that by spending a little more, you can go and get the seasonal DIYs. And finally, and I don't know how this one would work, but maybe some more encyclopedias. So we do know these can be added, after all the Sea Creatures section was added to the game, but at this point, if you have been playing a year, you have probably completed your bug and fish encyclopedia, or Critterpedia. I think I've been saying the wrong thing this entire time. Now I don't know how it would completely work, but there was talk at one point within the data mine, which people definitely haven't looked into, about there being more food. Now this could have been in relation to Turkey Day, because as we know, food items were within the game, but maybe it would be quite interesting is food elements are introduced within the game if there was some kind of encyclopedia, kind of similar to the curry decks in Pokemon. I don't know, maybe something like that. It would just add a little more fun to the game, I think, as you can try out new recipes, try out new ideas, but of course it doesn't have to be restricted to food. I know we already have the catalogue, but if there was some kind of way of you could tick off specific items in each block, for example the Cherry Blossom DIYs, it would be really handy to know if I've got all of them without googling online. But for today, I think that is it. But what kind of things would you like to see in future updates? What kind of things would you like to see in the next update of Animal Crossing or future updates? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, feel free to like, subscribe, whatever. We are not going to complain. And I will see you next week.